name being shown against 17, so maybe there was thought of a driver change, and Jules said, no, it's all right, I'll stay in. It's still his name shown against 17. If it updates, we'll tell you, as the leaders then, lights are flashing. Güven from Muller, from McDonald, come up to the traffic then. Dean MacDonald finds himself one place worse off than he was when he pitted, third, but we know that car's got good speed, so nobody got past Güven in the first stint, really, once he settled into a rhythm. Muller still trying to find a way through. Dean MacDonald absolutely on his toes, charging. Muller thinks about the inside line, but look, not only are the back markers up the road, but the back markers are squabbling amongst themselves. This is a real heart-in-mouth scenario now for Güven, because he can't afford to lose a tenth of a second, and yet he doesn't want to get caught up in a drama.
And that's why he's flashing his headlights, because he's trying to warn McDonald, trying to go around the outside of Muller, who's going to be there on the exit. Muller says, no, thank you. This corner is mine. The outside hard to make work on a long radius corner like that. That gives Güven a split second, but these cars are going to start holding them up. They're only in the 57 lap time, so 2 seconds a lap slower. McDonald to the outside, he's got a run there, but there's really not much of a brake zone. Muller super defensive here, and this is giving Güven a chance, but still no pace. They're all getting held up. It's going to concertina up. McDonald to the inside of Muller, Güven to the inside of that red Ferrari. McDonald gets the job done.
Goes second then, so nice pass, and not only is he taken second, he's also got a good exit look. He's right on the back of Güven now for the race lead as they come over the timing line, absolutely nose to tail. That McLaren looking really, really racy right now. Güven is on the defensive yet again, but I think Dean MacDonald may do it at turn one. He's on the outside line. That will be the inside for two, can't do it. Elbows out, Güven defends. Muller fighting back as well. In fourth place is Engel, but he is 1.6 seconds back as now Muller tries to get back up the inside as they drop down towards turn three. He's got the inside line, but has he got the place? No. McDonald fends him off. Güven still there. You think this was lap one, wouldn't you? Not lap 33, which is what we run at the moment. And there are back markers up the road. And Engel wants to try to get up with them after not a great stop and not having the pace at the moment to come charging along behind them. He needs them to squabble. He's also got to get that Ferrari out of the way, but he needs the top three to delay one another. The fastest lap of the race, by the way, a Ferrari. Alessio Rivera, 9th in number 51. He's done the fastest lap last time around, so now the Ferraris are starting to look a bit more racing. Yeah,
it's cooling off. Is it coming towards the Ferrari? Great aggressive driving from Güven, not letting McDonald round the outside. Then McDonald slamming shut the door on Muller. It was always fun racing against the Porsche. You know, their radiators are right in that front bumper, so you just turn across the front of them and say, if you hit me, your race is over. And it's a nice aggressive stance to have with just so much back market traffic. And you've got to remember, all of these guys are racing themselves, so yes, they're getting lapped, but they are battling for their own positions, so they are not willing to jump out of the way.
Another car that's gained on the pit stops, 32 BMW. Charles Weerts relayed Ugo de Wilde. It was Kelvin van der Linde's name that came up at one stage, but it is Ugo de Wilde behind the wheel, and it's fifth. Luca Engstler in for Bortolotti, sixth. And Gounon is seventh, and he dropped back a place on that last lap. So Jules Gounon staying in 17 and still clearly not happy, as again McDonald thinks about a move on the inside of Virage du Pont, and this time goes for it. There's contact though there as the McLaren classes up the inside of a backmarker Porsche. Güven off the racetrack and back on, but McDonald will lead despite the contact. Güven had to get out of the way of all of it, so McDonald is the new race leader in the McLaren. He goes through 2/10 up on Güven. Muller is third. That was really aggressive by Dean MacDonald. It was probably the only roll of the dice he had, wasn't it?
He committed early though. He was already round the outside. He was only trying to do Güven, but then it concertinaed up and he slammed into the side of that Porsche. I wonder if there's going to be any damage to the front left tyre, wheel, suspension on that McLaren. The splitter potentially. It was an aggressive move. The Porsche lives to fight another day, but is that going to be race control looking at that?
Maybe.
For an incident? It caused a collision. If there wasn't too much damage, maybe they get the way. The 8 Kessel dives out the way, but that was aggression personified, wasn't it?
It was Antares Au's Porsche, I think, wasn't it? The blue Rutronic car. Here it is again, as you see the big dive up the inside, bounces off the Porsche, and Antares Au survives. Ayhancan Güven had to get around the outside of all of them. Right, all of a sudden Mauro Engel's busy again, look, because he's now managed to catch back up to some of the traffic. Still Sven Muller behind Ayhancan Güven. But finally McDonald has done something that nobody else could, past Güven and get away. This is Engel's view, but he can't do much about the traffic. The BOP still works to make the cars equable, if you like. So he's not got the extra pace to go storming through that traffic. We're currently on lap number 34. We're into our second hour of the 6.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's developing. So this car that led every single minute of the opening stint now bumped down to 4th via a slow pit stop where they blocked in by the McLaren, and then they just lucked out on the strategy that favoured these two Porsches. Güven has now been holding Sven Muller up for what feels like 4.5 days, but probably more like 45 minutes. And look, Engel is gaining on them at an alarming rate of knots. This will really up the ante on Muller to get past Güven.